All right, Megan, thank you. First at 4, a woman is now charged with second-degree murder in a Henrico death investigation. I want to introduce you to Bobby Pfeiffer. He is the man behind the magic. What year is this for you, Bobby? This is at Reagan National Airport, where it was basically a sea of suitcases. People can also submit refund and reimbursement requests for meals, hotels, and alternative travel. One woman from D.C. already sent her claim in. She spent 20 hours driving home after her flight was canceled. We can tell you all about what's needed. I have a little supply box here, glue sticks, pencils, scissors, everything that the kids need for back to school. It's the kind of police chase you see out in the Wild West. Police in California on horseback going after 3 suspected shoplifters at an outlet mall. Dina Kupfer spoke with the officers and has more of the captivating body cam footage. State Attorney General Jason Miyares is now pushing university leaders in Virginia to fight discrimination, specifically with anti-Semitism. There's nothing like starting the day with a big bowl of cereal and water. Ew. Check out Kellogg's new Insta Bowl. It's hard to believe that it has been 10 years today. President Biden used the anniversary of Sandy Hook to renew his call for a ban on assault-style weapons. He said that the U.S. should have societal guilt for the slow pace of action in the wake of the tragedy. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it. Asbury Court and Henrico, the place to be. Get your hot chocolate and come see the beautiful lights. We're going to toss it back to you guys in the studio. When you meet Skylar Hudgens,
I just suddenly had this wave of vertigo wash over me.
You'd never know that just a few short years ago, her entire life changed in an instant.
My friend said, the left side of your face is drooping. I think you're having a stroke. And I remember looking right at them and saying, I'm too young to have a stroke.
But as she quickly learned on that fateful day back in 2015, her friend was right.
The biggest thing that we're seeing is younger women are not as aware that stroke is a major risk factor.
As the executive director of the American Heart Association, Michelle Nalstady tells me Skylar's situation is unfortunately becoming more and more common.
1 in 5 women will have a stroke, so we need to get a lot more awareness out there about both the signs of it and also how to prevent a stroke.
One of the main ways the AHA teaches signs of a stroke is with the acronym FAST.
FACE stands for face drooping, A is for arm weakness, S is for speech difficulty, and T is for time to call 911. So what you want to do is, if you recognize that there might be something going on with someone, either yourself or someone that you're with, you can assess FAST.
Which is exactly what Skylar's friend did, a critical step in her survival.
Luckily, my friend drove me to the hospital. We got there probably within 5 or 10 minutes of the onset of symptoms.
Skylar's situation is unique because of the fact her stroke was largely unpreventable. But with the increased statistics and recent prominence in the news, like young model Hailey Bieber recently suffering a stroke, that led us to question the experts.
Some of the causes, particularly in women, that may lead to stroke are use of oral contraceptives, genetic predisposition to increased clotting, like a thick blood is a layman's term to say that, increased clotting disorders, heavy alcohol consumption, smoking. The more you smoke, the higher the risk.
Dr. Shraddha Mainali is the Director of Clinical Research for Stroke and Neurocritical Care at VCU.
I always tell my patients, and I always tell everyone, is having a stroke does not mean that's it, your life is over. It's a condition, you can recover from it.
Which was exactly the case in Skylar's situation. After months of treatment and rehabilitation, she was able to make a full recovery.
I still can't feel half of my face for the most part, but nobody can really tell except for me. So there's definitely some numbness and tingling that still persists. It's been almost 7 years. But for the most part, I've been able to strengthen my muscles so I can have less balance problems and try to live my life as normally as possible.
Which is why she finds it so important to share her story, to both educate and prevent what happened to her from happening to other young women.
I would say most strokes can't be prevented, but there's also a lot of things that you can do to make sure that it doesn't happen. So eating healthy, exercising, moving your body, all of those things are really important just kind of long term. So even though my stroke couldn't have been prevented at the time, I try to do all those things now to make sure I don't have one in the future.